you can draw it. So I basically look at the recording and finish your work like that, because it's gonna be hard for me to go over the whole drawing again. So you can just look at the recording, okay?
Correct. Or whoever couldn't do it, they can quickly draw if they have.
Yeah, if you can draw it, that's great. But I know it might be a little hard to draw it again, so like fast. So if you're having trouble, just look at the replay. That's okay. And you can do it. So if everyone has their materials, we can get started. So basically, you need yesterday's drawing, a pencil, a thin black pen, and a little fatter black pen. Just give me a thumbs up once everyone has their materials and we can get started. Okay, I think everyone has their materials. So let's get started. So we started with a couple of designs yesterday. So we're just gonna continue doing that. So this first design over here, that's what we're going to do now. So for this, you want to take your fatter marker or sketch pen and just make circles inside. And sometimes you can make like half circles if it's like near the edge. Like so. So just make a bunch of circles in that part.
I accidentally like messed up. Like I did my design, but I kind of did a little different than yours by accident. So do I have to do this one? Because then I'm going to like have them all different.
You don't have to. So example, if yours isn't exactly the same as mine, so you can depending on however your drawing is, just do a couple of the designs, and if it's not allowing you to do that design or you don't have enough space or whatever, you can like do like a design you did previously or think of your own design or just not do it depending on the problem.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so that was that. We filled in a bunch of circles with that. Okay, so the box underneath it, which is this like kind of a little bigger box. So in that, we're gonna do like a checker.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I joined a little late for the class, so can you please repeat this design?
Oh yeah, sure. So we only did one design until now. So underneath the black and the lines we did with the different lines underneath that one, we just added spots, like dots with our thick black pen.
I have a question about the shadow part.
Uh-huh.
So for the shadow, like I saw that like when it was more near to the ice cream cone, you like did it darker. So should we do that?
Yeah, you can do that if you want. So when you see like a shadow, right? It's like most darkest nearest to the object, and as it goes farther, it's a little light. So you can do that if you want.
Okay.
Okay. So we can continue. So the box underneath, we're going to make like a checkered pattern, like if you've played chess, like the board of chess, so kind of like that. So what you need to do make a bunch of vertical lines first and keep some space in it. And you do this with your thick pen. Bunch of those. And then once you finish that box, make the lines go horizontal. Like that. Then color in every other one. So example, if I start by coloring this one, I'm going to skip the white box and color in the next one. And then when I go to the next line, if I did black on the first box, I'm gonna leave white in the next box below it. And then I'm gonna do black.
Excuse me,
Yes?
what marker did you use for the dots on the on the square one?
I use the thick marker, so I'm using a Sharpie marker. But if you don't have that, you can just use a thick sketch pen or something. Okay, and just continue this pattern throughout the box. So now once you're done, you'll see this really cool pattern.
Actually, on my design, one of the big ones, it's like it skips a small one. So can I just do any other design on that?
Yeah, so yeah, you can do any other design for that. So maybe you can do the checker one in a bigger box, and then whatever next pattern we do, you can switch that with the checkered box.
Okay.
I don't have the box which you did the square ones in, so can I do it in the next one?
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, I'll give you guys a second to finish and we can get to our next pattern. So, for the next pattern, we're gonna need our thin pen. And for that, what we're gonna do, we're just going to make circles throughout, but don't make it too close. And then once we're done, in the middle of each of those, not in the middle, but like outside the circles, we're gonna make tiny, just like dots. So kind of like this. So first, make a couple. Bigger circles like that. And remember, you can do half circles as well. So like a bunch of circles like that. Then using the same brush, just make tiny, tiny dots in the other spaces. Like that.
Are you looking at the picture and drawing this? Like,
So the designs are kind of my idea. So not exactly. Okay. Let's continue. For our next design, we can do like, so you make two straight lines and then like vertical lines, and then you make two horizontal lines, and you So it kind of looks like an H. So just do that in the box below. I'm gonna put my book
Can you
up.
bring it a little closer, please?
Yeah. So over here. Like that. Okay. Has everybody finished everything till this part? Can you guys give me a thumbs
Could
up?
you wait just a little bit more?
Like that?
Excuse me,
Yes.
I have a question.
Uh-huh. Go ahead.
Do we have to copy these designs or can we use a different one?
If you want to use a different one, that's okay. You can just use a couple different ones. I'm just giving you guys an example, but you can use your creativity and do different ones as well. Okay. Oh, Anisha, good job. Nice job. Okay. So let's go to the, oh, Tashvi, also very nice job.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, Misha, also nice job. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So in the box below the checkered box, what we're going to do is we're going to make a bunch of different types of lines. So example, what I mean is, so if this is my paper and this is a box, right? So this is my box that I'm going to be drawing in that box. I'm going to start with maybe like diagonal lines, 3 diagonal lines. Then moving on to 3 horizontal lines, and maybe 3 vertical lines, and then 3 diagonal lines. And so basically you're going to use different lines to finish your box, and try to keep the numbers same. So like now I'm doing 3. So you only want to use 3. I'm gonna show you, pick this up and show you. Okay.
What box should we be doing this in?
We're gonna be doing this in the box below the checkered box. So like here, this one.
Should we use a thick pen or a thin pen?
Our thin pen. This one means thin pen. Okay, so let's get started. So first, let's start with diagonal lines. So let's just do 3 similarly. Then 3 vertical lines. Then 3 horizontal lines. And then 3 diagonal lines. And then I'm gonna do 3 horizontal lines. Then 3 diagonal lines on top of it. More diagonal lines. And then vertical lines. So basically just try to fill out, and depending on how your shape is, just try to fill it the best you can.
If we want to have some space in between our 3 lines, can we do that?
Yeah, sure. So that's that box.
Should it be like this?
Yes, nice job. Okay. Does anybody need a little more time with this one? No? Okay, then let's move on. So with your pen, if you remember, we made a triangle between the box we just filled in, and like the kind of V-shaped two boxes, there's a little triangle. So just color that in with your pen, just like fully with the thick pen over here, this part.
I didn't make that, so what exactly is that?
Like think of it like when you have an ice cream, it's like a kind of 3D object, right?
Yeah.
So a kind of a cone basically. So this is kind of like the back parts ice cream like strand kind of thing. Like
So it's just
the-
a little triangle?
yeah, just add like a small triangle so like you can show some depth into your picture.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's move on. So the box next to the like the H shaped lines we made, you want to color that in fully black. Just color that in black. And use your thick marker for this.
Wait, did you just color like the whole strip of like the whole line with your thick marker?
Yeah, just color the whole line.
Okay.
Can we add our type of designs?
Yeah, you can add designs in that one if you don't want to color it. But it's like good to have some spots where it's like fully black or left white, so you're you don't get like confused between your different boxes. Okay. So the next shape, the next design, I mean, we're gonna put in is gonna be next to the black line, and this is basically kind of like a wood text, not a wood texture, but basically lines that don't touch each other and are just going down. It's a bunch of small little lines.
Can you bring it a little closer?
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish it and bring it a little closer. There you go. You want to keep some space between the lines and between each section of lines. So I know some of you may have not drawn so many lines over here. So if you didn't, just leave the last one. Okay. Let's move to the next one. So for the next one, we're going to do it here, this one. So what we're gonna do with this one is we're going to make a bunch of squares inside it. And inside those squares, we're gonna make X's. So this is my, and use your thick one. Make a square and make an X. Then with the same one, make a square and make an X. Keep doing this throughout the box. I know the box gets a little smaller, so try your best to do it as much as possible. So that's what mine looks like. Okay, I'm gonna pull that up. Now for, oh wait, I forgot. This connects to the whole thing. So I still have to do my boxes. This is like the whole big thing. I thought it was two, it isn't. It's just that one thing. Like that. Okay. Let's move on. So now you want your thin pen, and the V we had, like the V-shaped two boxes. So not the first one, the one underneath it. In that, we're gonna make a bunch of spirals. They can be touching, they can't be touching, but that's your opinion. You can do that if you want. I'm making them touching. You don't have to. Try to fit as many as possible.
I think I actually didn't draw that box. I only draw the one above it, but I already colored that one. So can I just draw it in the other box that I have?
Yeah, sure, that's okay.
Okay.
And when you don't have space, you can make like kind of like a rainbow or a upside down rainbow, depending. So it'll look like it's still a spiral, but only half of it. So that's that. Okay. Let's go ahead. Give me a second. Okay, let's do our next pattern. So what we're going to do for this one is inside the box, I think the box underneath the spiral, what you're going to do, actually not that box, yeah, actually that box, you're going to make your we're going to make your zigzag line like how we made over here with the thin pen, like that. then you want to take your fat pen and inside each box color in a triangle.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Do we have to draw the same pattern on the boxes you did, or we can do the patterns in any other box?
If you don't have the box, you can do it in another box. But yeah, so you can do it in another box if you don't have that box. And Aisha, do you have a question?
My all my lines are done, like my ice cream lines.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so
Um,
basically,
I'm done.
oh, okay. So if you wait for like a few minutes, like a couple minutes,
Mhm.
we're gonna finish the ice cream, and then we'll go to the cone. So just wait for a
Okay.
couple. Okay.
I have a few boxes left over here. I think I didn't get a chance to color them. So can I just do
Yeah,
the
just
next
go.
design?
So whatever we're gonna do next, just go and put them in those boxes.
Mhm.
And if you want to put in like some of the other patterns we do, so wherever you have like the white spaces, you can put those patterns in there. If you don't want like the white spaces and you want to put more patterns.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So for the next one, we're gonna do the box next to the zigzag box. And for that, what we're going to do is first take your thin pen, right? And make a bunch of lines. So it doesn't have to be crisscross, it can go however, that doesn't matter. That's the first step you're gonna do. And I'll bring it closer once I'm done. So, but make sure each line touch the end of another line. Like the sidelines, otherwise your picture won't work. So that's the first step you're gonna do. And don't make the spaces too close to each other.
Could you repeat that kind? Oh, like could you repeat that?
Yeah, sure. So basically what I did, so in that box, I just made a bunch of different lines. So it can be anything vertical, a horizontal, diagonal, but any angle. But what it has to do, it has to touch the, each line has to touch the either the sideline or like the box is outlined basically. That shape's outline. So basically if I start from here, it has to touch from here. I start from there, it has to touch somewhere. Am I making sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so let's move on. So now what we're going to do is with inside each shape, we're going to use the outline and make a curve in it. So like this, so examples, this is my shape. I'm gonna make a curve inside of it. Like kind of like making basically in that shape we're making a rounded version of that shape. So it's okay if it doesn't touch all the corners. That's exactly what we want. But try your best to fill in all the boxes. Like so. And just fill in all of the space. Like so. So the more lines you have, the smaller each box is going to be, but you'll have a different shape for each box and not like only squares or only triangles. So like that. You guys can see. While we're waiting, does anyone have any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
So over here, actually, so I think I did the very first design that we did. I did it outside the box instead of inside. So can I just repeat it inside too?
Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
If you don't want to repeat it, you can do another design as we go too. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to the next box. For the next box, what we're going to do is we're just going to make like a bunch of rainbows with our thin one. So like 3 rainbows here and then change side, another 3 rainbows like so, and try to change the side, then only you'll be able to see the pattern. So if you can see, looks like that. It's over here and we're just making, and make a dot under each rainbow. I forgot to tell you that. So dot and then your 3 lines. Dot, 3 lines. Dot, 3 lines. Dot, 3 lines. Dot, 3 lines throughout the thing. The next design we're going to do is we're going to use our flat brush. I mean our thick brush, not our flat brush. Sorry. I mean pen. Sorry. And in that we're going to make let's see, a kind of how should I describe it? Like kind of, it's like kind of like circle of a bunch of tiny dots, like not like the fat dots we made before, just really tiny ones. So that goes in the box over here, like underneath the axis. I forgot that box. We're just gonna make really, really tiny, tiny, tiny dots. Try not to touch the dots with each other. I'll pull this up once I'm done so you guys can see it a bit closer. Like okay, I'm gonna give you guys a minute to finish. And then we can go to our next shape. So for our next one, what we're going to do is I'm gonna leave this white, okay, and then over here, the next one, we're going to make circle, like ovals, okay. They don't have to be touching each other. Just make a bunch of ovals and then color in the parts that are white. That's that box. Okay. Now we're going to do our final design. This one you're gonna need a thin brush. Okay. Now what you need to do is make slanting ovals and keep a bunch of space in them. Like that. Then at the top, make a line coming down from each oval. Like that. Okay. Then color in each oval with your thick black pen. Okay. Now, depending on each triangle, so the triangle that is right next to the oval downwards, you're gonna go diagonal lines, one certain side for all of them. And then for the other ones, you want to go the opposite direction. So that is your,
Could you repeat after like you colored in your ovals?
yeah, after you colored in your ovals, we have two triangles, right? Like the zigzag pattern. So the first one, you want to go diagonal, like from up to bottom, like this way, like how my pencil is right now. You want to do it over here, 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 here. And then the other ones we didn't color are going to go the opposite way, like that, like that, like that. Okay. Does that make sense, or should I repeat it again?
Thank you.
Okay. So we're done with the top ice cream part of the design part. Does anybody have any questions about the top part? So did you have a question?
Do you see like the little triangle right above the swirls? Are we gonna leave that white too?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that white because I don't want it. So like, how can you see how like the white just like kind of separates everything?
Yeah.
So I kind of want to leave it like that, but if you don't want to, you can color it in, that's okay. Or like color it in or put a different pattern in it, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
What about this part? Should we leave it white?
You can leave it white if you want, or not. You can color it in if you want to.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay.
Okay, because if we did like a really like if our cupcake is really different than yours, and then so we had to switch up and we had to put the design somewhere else and skip maybe not do another one design.
Right. I didn't really understand the question in that. Can you like repeat that or like show me your drawing?
Is it okay if your cupcake isn't like how you separate all the lines in the cupcake? Is it okay if you just skip a couple of designs?
Oh yeah, that's totally okay. Okay, so now I want you guys to take your pencil, okay, or you can use a black pencil. I'm just gonna use this one. So now we're gonna color some of these in a certain way to make our drawing look more 3D and look like it has some shading in it. So the first part you want to color is this part, the white. So just kind of color in just a little part on the side, right here. So just a little bit.
I think I made like a small mistake over here. I accidentally colored all of this part in, so now there's not that curve that we were supposed to have. So is that fine, or should I like make it?
No,
first?
it's fine. It looks good. That's okay.
Thank you.
I have a question. I did that, but I also like mixed it with my finger. You know, like when you have like
Yeah,
pencil.
I know. Like we smudge it. Yes, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Can I do that?
Yeah, that's like totally okay. Yeah, you can smudge it if it looks like really chalky and like liney. Mine doesn't really look like that, so I'm not gonna smudge it. But if yours looks really like a pencil line, we don't want that. So you can color like smudge that with your finger or like a tissue paper kind of thing. Okay. So you also want to color the lower, a little bit of the lower part of the that same box. And even if each box has a design, you can still color it in and you'll still see that difference. Okay. So the next box we're going to color in is going to be here. So just color a little bit on the bottom of this box. So that's like the box kind of next to the white one, but it's like on the left, but we're coloring the under part only. Okay, next part we're gonna color is the checkered box. So just a little bit on the bottom as well. Also color the bottom part of this box, the one where we have like the different lines. Color the bottom of that. Another box we're going to color is going to be over here, under here, like the spiral box. And you also want to continue that coloring through the dotted box as well. We're also going to color a little bit here in this box. And last but not least, in this white box over here. Like that. Oh, sorry. I know I said last box, but a little bit here as well. Okay, is everyone done with the shading part? Give me a thumbs up or like a ready once you're done. Okay.
Mine kind of like it looks like a cup instead of a cone. So can I just like make it longer, or is it fine like this?
That looks fine to me. I think if you make it longer, that's kind of gonna ruin the shape since you already marked it. So yeah, just leave it, and then if you want, you can do this design like a cupcake, so that would look like a cupcake if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I think everyone looks ready, so we can move on to the cone. So for the cone, the first design we're going to do is going to be a bunch of spirals. So what we're gonna do first is you'll want to make a spiral and put a circle. Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to do. And repeat this on the same spiral 2 times, like that. Then you're gonna do the same thing. You can go over here, make a circle, and go over that 2 times. So we can add some from here. Like that. And try to first do as many as you can. And once there's spaces, I'll tell you what we're gonna do after that. So it's okay if there's spaces.
I don't actually have that part, so can I just do it on the part that's on the bottom?
So since we're gonna do a cone, don't do that part. So just leave that part for now. And then just do the next part with us. So
Okay.
since it's gonna look like a cone. Okay. I'm gonna make one more from here. And then I'm gonna have my 3 lines. Now from the same thing from this side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you can like make some space in the line so it looks like some are over the other. Just add a couple more of that. Okay, so now I have some spaces in my curve. So example, I'm gonna add a circle here. Then I'm gonna add a curve like that. Then add another circle. And then I'm gonna add 3 curves like that. And the same thing over and over again. Circle, 3 curves, circle, 3 curves. You can change the part where you have your circle as well. Just make sure you have your curves. And you can add like a half circle as well. It doesn't have to be a full circle.
Can you zoom in?
Yeah, let me just bring it up a second. Give me a second. Let me just finish this part and I can bring it up. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna give you guys a second to finish that part. And for those of you who are waiting, so under the part where we have the ice cream and then the cone starts, with your pencil, put a little shading over there. So it looks like the ice cream isn't on top and it's just not one big thing. Okay, that's that part. I'm gonna give you guys a second to finish. Okay, so now we are going to do the next part. In this part, we're gonna make circles, keep some space between each other. Okay, and then in that, make a,
Could you wait after this, like you done with this, could you just wait like 1 minute?
yeah, sure. I can give you guys time to catch up. And then just color in the parts where you don't have the circle. Actually, my shape didn't come out that good, so I'm just gonna color the whole thing in because my shape didn't come out that good. But you guys can just leave it the way you had if you like it. Okay. And I'm gonna give you guys a minute to catch up. So tell me, once you guys are finished and all caught up, and then we can move on. Anisha, do you have a question?
Do we need to color the whole thing black?
No, you do not need to color the whole thing black. You can leave it the circle away, or you can add another pattern. But I messed up my pattern over there, so I just colored it in totally.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Tashvi, nice job.
Thank you.
Can you guys just put done in the chat so I know you're ready? Because I know sometimes the thumbs up and Zoom hands don't stay up for long. Oh, Misha, nice job.
Thank you.
Welcome. I'm gonna wait for a couple more duns to come in to the in chat, and then we can get started.
So are we gonna do lines on the cup, or will we just do one big design for the whole cup?
We're going to do a pattern, like a design on the cup. We're not gonna do one big thing. So with the way we're gonna do the next pattern, your cup is going to look like a cylinder.
Okay.
And actually look like it's in 3D.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Siddhi, nice job. Ishita, oh, bring it a little closer. Oh, very nice job, Ishita. Good job.
Instead of like coloring it black, I copied the first pattern on the cone, like the
Oh.
melted ice cream. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's totally fine. That's okay. Because like I messed up, that's why I colored it black. But you guys could do anything you wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think most of you are done. So we can get started. on the next one. So the first thing I want you guys to do is we're gonna make a big X. And try to make it as curvy as possible. So don't make it like a straight. Make it as curvy as possible. Okay, like that. Then with those same marks, continue doing those lines like this. So that's the first part. Okay. And then that's the second part. So if you can see, now since I put a curvy, you can kind of see how the cup looks a bit more realistic. Okay.
Should I do this part because I made a cup, like not a cone?
Yeah, you can do this part. That's okay.
Okay.
And if you don't want to do like curvy and but you should still do it curvy. So I don't think that really matters. So maybe like your cup is like a waffle cone cup instead of like the cup that you can like the plastic ones. Yeah. So is everyone done with this part? Okay, most of you are look ready. So we're gonna go to the next part. So what we're going to do now, so if you can see, we have rows here like this, like horizontal rows. So depending on each row, we're gonna put in our pattern. So like the first row is gonna be like the triangles. And so for that, I'm gonna put like, for the first row, I'm gonna put horizontal lines throughout the whole first row like this. So this is my first row. I'm gonna bring it a little closer for you guys to see. And then for your next row, for my next row, your next row as well, I'm going to do horizontal lines. So my next row is going to be like this. So like this. Now, we're gonna skip every other line. So basically, for the next line, we're gonna do horizontal, and then the line after that, we're gonna do vertical, horizontal, vertical, and the same thing over and over again. Okay, until you're finished with that. Try your best to finish this pattern. I know since the lines are curvy, you can't see exactly where the next row is, but just try your best. And then once you're done with this part, it's gonna look something like that. Okay, and whatever pattern or thing you did on the top over here, that's the same thing you're going to do on the bottom. So if you colored it in over on the top, and you want to color it in on the bottom, so whatever you design on the this part is gonna come on this part.
So for the cone part, like, are we just following the pattern of horizontal then vertical?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you're waiting, take your pencil and start coloring a bit of this side portion of it. And if you're done with the thin pen, just sign your name. Write your name. And that is our picture. Does anyone want to show me their work?
I'm quickly finishing it up.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. Oh, Anaisha, can you hold it still for a second? Oh, very good job. That looks really pretty. Oh,
It's okay. Over here on the cone part, I did a different design.
oh yeah, that's okay. Samyak, that also looks really good. Can you bring it a little closer to the camera so we can better look at it? Oh, that looks really nice. Good job. Would anyone else like to show me their work? If you're finishing up, that's okay.
This is how much I finished.
Oh, that looks really nice. Good job. Siddhi, that looks really pretty. Good job. Oh, Ishita, that also looks very nice. Nice job. Nishika, bring it a little closer. That looks very nice. Good job. Great. So did you guys like the classes this week?
Yes, I really like that.
Thank you.
Yes, I really like